Hey guys, Hello Bella here. This video is going to be 10 things that I have learned during my first month in real estate. So I have settled in to the sort of routine of prospecting in the morning and doing direct mail and going into the office and just looking for leads and things like that. So I just want to go over the 10 things that I have picked up during my first month. So number one is to listen for lead hints. What this means is when someone talks about, oh, so-and-so is getting a divorce. I heard their mother had to go into the nursing home. Yeah, they are downsizing because their kid just moved to college. These are little hints that you can use to sort of dig deeper and sort of see yourself as a private investigator for leads. Anytime that someone has a transition in their life with their family or their job or their relationship, it's very common for them to want to move. So just kind of listen for those little hints, and especially if someone says, yeah, they're looking to get out of the area, they're tired of living here, that could be an opportunity for you to get a listing to sell their house. So, and it could just be a matter of you reaching out and saying, hey, I heard that you might be wanting to move, you know I'm a real estate agent, so when you get ready to list, please give me a call. That can sometimes push people over the edge to go from wanting and thinking about moving to actually pulling the trigger and getting their house on the market. So, number two is when you are going to contact an agent about whether or not you can show their house, like say you have a buyer who wants to go look at their listing, it is best to call the listing agent's office and try to schedule this rather than call them. This is a tip that I picked up from one of our veteran brokers. She said that she always tries to call their office first because, that just takes some of the pressure off of them. Agents are very busy, and if it's possible at all to call their office first, just do that and they will love you for it. And it's good to build up those relationships with other realtors, because if other realtors like you, then they'll want to do business with you. But if they don't like you, they're not going to want to show your houses, and they're going to be less likely to put in offers on your houses, especially when you are working in a very small town like the Shoals area. It's very limited. Everybody knows everybody. So if you did something to an agent that was rude or misrepresented some kind of thing in the transaction, everyone's going to hear about it. So it's good to just go ahead and be genuine and honest. So number three, know the house when you go to show it. So this seems like a no-brainer, but a lot of times we're not prepared, and that may be because we're busy, or that we just think that they've already looked at it on Zillow, they know the house better than I do. One good thing to know is how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, how old's the roof, how old's the HVAC system, also how is it a carport, is it a garage, is there a pool in the back? You don't want to miss crucial details like that. So just know the house and have some good things to point out, especially if it's one of those houses that we would be marketing as a starter home. Maybe it's a fixer-upper, maybe they're getting a deal on it, but they still need to know that the house is worth having. You want to point out some good things that you can see about the house. So number four, make sure people know what you do. So this is very, very important in our business, which is based on referrals and trust and building your name up in a community. Tell everyone what you do. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell the cashiers at the stores you go to frequently. Tell your other service people. So people who come to cut my grass, I'm going to let them know that, hey, I'm got into the real estate business, and people who, if you have friends who are in the building industry or electricians or plumbers, all of these people deal with people and houses all day long. So they could be your biggest advocates if you just let them know what you do. But again, if nobody knows what you do, then nobody is going to be able to help you. And sorry, my computer's on in the background, so it's probably going to ding a couple of more times. Number five is get some kind of branding on your car that you can have, like a realtor sign or a tag, a personalized tag, or even a shirt that you can wear. Something to facilitate the conversation and let people know that you are an agent. Number six is try to get the sellers involved in the process of selling the home. So you want them to be involved, and you want them to be trying to help you get the house sold. So like if you have an open house, you kind of could be like, hey, do you want to help with the open house? Because I could really use you guys to cut your grass and to pick up everything that is non-essential and put it away. And it might help to have some fresh baked goods whenever we show the house, and kind of make sure everything's super clean. Maybe put out a few snacks and drinks for people to have. So if your sellers are motivated, they will get involved and actually help you, and they could be the ones who wind up actually selling the house for you. So that's something to think about. Number 7, go over contracts with people so that they feel comfortable with the contract, especially if you can do this before they have to sign the contract, like a couple of weeks, prior to the contract. You might want to show them what a sales contract looks like and be like, we're going to be signing one of these in the next few weeks. I just want you to look it over and be comfortable with all the components of it, and here's a copy for you to look over, and if you have any questions, just let me know and I can explain the parts that don't make sense. The more comfortable people are with something, the easier it's going to be for you to get their signature on the day that they have to actually sign the contract, because people are not big on signing things. Everybody knows that, when somebody asks you to sign something, your first inclination is to be like, whoa, what am I signing? So just kind of make them feel comfortable with it, and that can go a long way if they know that you care whether or not they understand it. If you just shove it in their face and say, hey, I need your signature on this, that comes across as very pushy and like you don't want them to understand the transaction. So number 8 is involving the open house sign-in sheet. You'll hear a lot of different opinions on this, but I personally think that with my first open house, I'm going to try to do a sign-in sheet. But my broker's tip for this was to tell all the prospective people coming in that the seller has asked that everyone sign in who's going to be inside their house. And that way you can get their name, hopefully address, phone number, and maybe even an email. So if you do that, this gives you a whole entire sheet of people to follow up with. You know that they're on the market looking for a house, or they wouldn't be out going to open houses, most likely. There are some weirdos who go to open houses who are not going to buy a house, so they want the snacks. Number 9 is to dress the part, and then you will kind of exude confidence. And the more that you feel confident, the better that you're going to do your craft. Like if you come into the office slouchy and you're not dressed very well, you didn't do your hair, you didn't do your makeup, how confident are you going to feel on the phone when you start calling people? And how confident are you going to feel when you go out on your listing appointment to convince someone to trust you with one of the biggest deals of their life? So honestly, I think that dressing for success is a real thing. And sometimes if you dress up really nice, you actually feel more confident than you actually are. In the last couple of days, I've been trying to buy more like professional clothes to wear to work, and just trying to get outside of my comfort zone of my normal yoga pants and a t-shirt. So, you really want to kind of mirror the people that you're working with. So, whatever your buyer is sort of dressed as, kind of you want to dress sort of like them. If they're dressed, in a suit and stuff, maybe you should think about wearing something similar to them if they wear a suit every day. People identify with things that are like them, so you want to mirror them as much as you can. So number 10 is on advertising, do a little bit of everything. So basically what that means is you want to do some social media, some Instagram, some Facebook. You want to do some in print, so you might advertise in the paper. You could do radio, you could do billboard, you could do a pamphlet, a sign, a bus, whatever. But the point of it being is that you don't want to only use one method to do your advertising. You want to have a lot of different types of ways that you're reaching out to people, because from my experience, the same person who responds to a Facebook ad is going to be totally different from the person who, calls a billboard phone number. And right now I've actually got all of this mail ready to go out to friends, family, acquaintances. And what this is a handwritten note telling them about, my transition into real estate and how I would appreciate, any leads that they can send me, or if they get ready to go through with a real estate transaction, that they use me. And I'm putting my business cards in those as well. So yeah, that's my top 10 things that I have learned so far in my first month of being a real estate agent. I think it's going to be really promising. It's a slow start, but don't give up. I have my first listing appointment ever tomorrow, so I don't expect anything out of it, but I will be pleasantly surprised if I do get a listing out of it, and that'd be really, really cool, because I've only been doing this for about 2 weeks. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys.